What's up guys, Caleb here from DSLR Video Shooter, and I just finished doing a video comparing the Rode VideoMic Go with the Rode VideoMic Pro. So you'll be able to see that before too long. But today we are talking about the GH4 Interface Unit and whether or not you really need it, what it's actually for, and why it's so darn expensive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an excerpt from my GH4 guide. This is a guide that I've put together, has over 4 hours of GH4 content that you can purchase through Vimeo on demand. Let's go ahead and just jump straight in and check this thing out. So at this point, we've looked at setting up the GH4, we've looked at the button layout, how to use custom functions, we've gone through all the menus to really turn this photo camera into a video animal. And now I want to talk briefly about the interface unit that can be purchased with or without the camera. So there's a lot of people wondering why it's so expensive, and I really want to talk about who this is for and if you're thinking about purchasing, to help you guys decide whether or not you need it. So it is very expensive. It's about $2,000. And a lot of people think when they see this that it's mainly the audio interface that comes with the actual unit. But there's a bunch of other things that come with it, and that's why it's so expensive. Not only does it have an incredible interface built and better preamps than the camera, so you will get better audio using this than going straight to the camera, but it also has advanced power features as well as being able to do lots with time code. So if you're running 5 GH4s in a broadcast scenario and you really have to have time code right on or doing events, then this unit's awesome. And it has 3G HD SDI, which is great for those who have lots of SDI interfaces or use that primarily to send signals around. So that's why it's so expensive. It has a lot of that going on. If you are only looking at this unit because you're thinking about using the audio, then it's probably not the best solution for you. You'd be better off looking into the Juice Link preamps, which we'll talk about in the audio chapter. There's a couple other things that aren't so great about this unit, and the big one is power. So I can turn the camera on here. I have the interface unit hooked up, and nothing's working right now. I have a battery in the camera and we can't use the interface at all. The reason for that is it requires 4-pin XLR power to really take advantage of the features with the interface unit. So you have to get something like this. It's an external battery from Switchtronics, which we'll also talk about in another chapter. And you would have to take this bad boy and hook it up. I have a cable that's specifically designed to have 4 pins so we can use the interface unit. Once it's fired up here, you'll see that light's on. And once we have that, we should, once I turn this microphone on, there it is. We get audio levels, we can use the interface unit, but we have to have external power. So that really changes everything because you've now taken a very small mobile camera and you're having to bulk it up. You'd have to put rails on this thing and it would be huge. So not really the greatest. I will say, however, that the audio is great using this interface unit. So on the side here, if I spin it around, you'll see we have 2 XLR ports as well as the 4-pin XLR power. So if you really wanted to not use a bunch of external things aside from a battery, you could use the interface unit and get some great audio, which we'll listen to later on in the guide. So that's kind of a quick overview on the unit itself. It is a powerful tool and really isn't going to be for everybody. Personally, I wouldn't invest $2,000 in this. At that cost level, you're looking at just going out and buying a C100 or something like that. So not going to be for everybody, but there you have it. That's the GH4 interface unit, and I really look forward to jumping into filming with the GH4, which is our next chapter. So definitely stay tuned for that. That's going to be an outrageously fun one to do. We're going to cover a ton of information, and there's going to be lots of fun stuff in that. So there you have it, an overview of the interface unit, what it's for, why it's so expensive, and whether or not you really need one. All that said, the price has actually really dropped on this thing. So right now you can get a GH4 with the interface unit for, I believe, under $2,000. So there'll be a link at the bottom of the screen. You can check that out. And compared to the original price, you can now get the camera and the interface unit for the cost of the original interface unit on its own. So it's pretty wild. So that does it for this video. Stay tuned for more tutorials and gear reviews coming up. We're now switching to bi-weekly videos. So every Tuesday and Thursday, you'll be seeing videos right here on DSLRvideoshooter.com.